Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, representing the very best of imaginative and the thinking out of the box versions of British aeronautical design and engineering. You could say that the Vulcan, in fact, represents the very best of the British people.
Royal Navy, Royal Marine Children's Fund, support Navy and Marine Children.
It's proved itself to be the single most popular aircraft in the country, the people's aeroplane, if you like, and proudly bears the title, the Spirit of Great Britain, on her nose. Having said that, it's the only flying example in the world, and it takes over £20 million just to get it going, and it costs over £2 million a year to run. That's about £39,000 a week, and trying to raise that money has been a continuous struggle until it first took to the air again in 2007. So it's only by public donation, it's only by your contribution, the people to whom this aircraft belongs. Yes, it's yours. Any contribution that you make to its upkeep absolutely makes it your Vulcan.
Probably. I'm filming, so I was concentrating on where it was in the display rather than the amount of wing over. Okay.
I'm sure if people look back in 1,000 years, they will still think of this. Remarkable flying machine, and even the ground trembles, Melvin.
It does. I remember telling a friend of mine, a French friend of mine, I asked him if he had ever seen one of these displays. He said no. He said, what's it like? I said, it sounds like somebody tearing the sky apart.
I call it a pterodactyl. To me, it looks like one of those extraordinary prehistoric birds that flew in the jungle millions of years ago. Enormous bomb bay.
Absolutely, it's designed to carry a large load of conventional bombs or nuclear bombs. And it's one of 3 V-bombers, the designs of which went out to various companies in the late 40s. The other 2 being the Handley Page Victor and the Valiant.
This was Britain's great defence during the Cold War.
Absolutely, this was the Cold War deterrent for many years, and it's very lucky that it didn't have to use it. We didn't have to use it in that manner. And of course, it is now famous for the Black Buck missions over to the Falklands, where one of these aircraft went and managed to bomb the runway, and so making it impossible for the Argentine forces to use the main runway at Fort Stanley.
And an extraordinary amount of power as well. 4 Bristol Olympus 101s, making a total of about 44,000 pounds of thrust, with a crew of 5 co-pilots, navigator, radar, navigator plotter. And look at the angle of back. It reaches, ladies and gentlemen, nearly 90 degrees and more.
And it was a very agile aeroplane. I do remember seeing a B-52 being demonstrated at Boscombe Down years ago when it took off due to the curvature of the Earth, turned round outside Bournemouth, came back, turned round outside Belgium, and then came back to Boscombe Down. And shortly after that, the Vulcan took off and did its entire display within the confines of the airfield. A very, very manoeuvrable aeroplane. And Rowley Falk, the test pilot, actually barrel rolled one of these at one of the early 1950s Farnboroughs.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, here you are, an opportunity for a great photo. right back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vulcan stand is here today once again. You can get merchandise there, but also you can, if you wish, as I say, it is your aircraft, make a contribution to keep this aircraft flying for another display season so that we can see this extraordinary presentation of British ingenuity and engineering. But it does cost over £2 million a year just to keep it flying. So every donation you make, however small, will be a great contribution to your aircraft.
B2 version of the Vulcan into RAF service in 1960, so it's now 53 years old. It served on 230 operational conversion unit and then 101 and 44 and 50 squadron.
It can climb to an amazing 65,000 feet. It's got a range of over 4,500 miles, unrefueled with a bomb load. And it'll cruise at 640 miles an hour. That is a very impressive flying machine, and all British built. So now the Dunlop's dangling down a dirty run in the landing configuration, coming in from the left. You can see those old turbojets, how they smoke. Quite unlike their modern equivalents, but still there with, as I say, over 40,000 pounds of thrust when needed. Gear cleans up very quickly into the overshoot.
Way of turning dinosaurs into noise.
Well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. What can one say? The Avro Vulcan, and it's your aeroplane. So please do go to the stand, do make a contribution if you can, if you wish to keep that birdie flying. We want to keep seeing it at the air show.